Earth Dogs, Rivet Heads, Metal Collectors, I'm back. It's Rob here, 26 Bond, going through some more death metal vinyl with a little bit of grindcore today as well. So without further ado, it's Saturday night, it's time for some metal. So what we've got first off is a little bit of death, a little bit of Scream Bloody Gore, which was their debut album. This is the reissue on Back on Black from 2007. Now I have seen this with white splatter vinyl. It was white with red splatter vinyl with a sort of red blood effect on it. I've since realised, opening this one, that there's two different versions, because this is just a standard red vinyl. So this is the Back on Black reissue. That's the back. It's a double vinyl LP. The first disc is the album, and the second disc includes a couple of bonus tracks on side C, which is Beyond the Unholy Grave and Land of No Return, and on side D a couple of live tracks, Open Casket and Choke on It, which were on Leprosy. Inside it's got all the lyrics, pictures, and it's got some liner notes as well. Now you may notice a picture of a guy called John Hand there, who was noted on the sleeve as playing rhythm guitar. Well, he didn't play a note on the album. Chuck and Chris got in touch with him and hired him just before the album was finished. He didn't play a note on the album, as I say, and they included his picture, but oddly enough, before they toured the album, he quit. So yeah, he was a very lucky man to have his face pictured on a death record, considering he did nothing for them. But there you go. I'll show you some of the vinyl as well. Comes in standard black sleeves, nice picture label inside, and then there you go, nice red vinyl. And the second disc is identical to that as well. It's a good sounding record. I'd like to get the original pressing of this. It tends to go for about 35 quid, the original pressing, if not a bit more. You can get this from Amazon generally for about 15 to 20 quid. So if you want a cheaper alternative, you do get a little bit more bang for the buck with this. This includes the lyrics, which the original pressing doesn't. And it includes obviously the liner notes, and it's on red vinyl with some bonus tracks as well. So in terms of value for money, this is probably the better value, but you know what I'm like with first pressings and things like that. I do tend to like to collect those. The second thing I want to show you today, classic grindcore. This is World Downfall from Terrorizer on Earache Records, okay, from 1990, featuring David Vincent and Pete Sandoval on the rhythm section, bass and drums, Jesse Pintado on guitar, sadly no longer with us, and Oscar Garcia on vocals. This is a first pressing copy. It is Mosh 16 is the serial. I'll show you the vinyl. It comes in like a standard white paper bag with the Earache details there and Terrorizer. This one's really good condition. I paid 25 quid for this one, but it can go for a lot more. It includes an insert which is unmarked. It's got the lyrics on the back as well. It's one of my favourite albums, this one. I always like this. I own it on cassette as well. And it's quite hard to get on vinyl, particularly first pressing. I believe they have reissued it on vinyl recently, as they're doing with most stuff nowadays. I mean, if you go on the Earache web store now, they're reissuing all the Morbid Angel stuff on gatefold with new liner notes and things like that. So you know, it's a bit of a it's a little bit like remaking horror films. You know, if you've seen Nightmare on Elm Street from '84, the original one, you can see the remake. It's pretty much the same with classic albums. They're always reissuing them. But I'm really pleased to own this on the original pressing. It sounds fantastic. It's in great condition. About £25, as I say, it cost me, but it can go for a lot more. It's quite a valuable piece. Reissues. Talking about reissues, this is Deceased's debut on Hell's Headbanger Records from a year or so ago. This is Lock of the Corpse. What it is, it comes in as Hell's Headbanger Records tend to do a lot of these black sort of cover sleeves. It's got a nice blue Deceased logo, Luck of the Corpse there as well, and on the back some nice graphics with song titles. But the real fun goes on when you get inside, because this bad boy is in picture disc format. Okay, now that shot there, one of the eeriest front covers of an album ever made. Now that's from a film, an old 60s horror film called Black Sabbath. I've never seen it, but looking at this I really want to watch it, because that woman is bloody terrifying. On the back, nice drawing as well. Inside, really good packaging. Hell's Headbanger Records are in Ohio in America. I've ordered many things from them before. There you go. So it gives you the lyrics, some nice, really nice graphics. It's really well done, this. I really like Hell's Headbangers. I think they put a lot of care and attention into their reissues of classic albums, but they also produce newer stuff as well. They're not just cashing in on old classic records. They are a functioning label in their own right. So they do have new releases coming out all the time, and they do a fantastic job. You can get this, if you're in the UK and watching this, you can get this for about £13 plus postage, which is about $24. I imagine you should be able to get this pretty readily from HHR if you're in the States. But no, it's well worth getting hold of. It's a great album. It's quite thrashy. It's sort of like a death thrash sort of crossover, featuring King Fowley on drums and vocals, who's a bit of a legend in the death metal scene of the early 90s. They're still going today. They've got a new album coming out very, very, very soon, which I need to get hold of. And they're all releasing them on vinyl, which is fantastic. So Deceased comes heartily recommended, and it's a bargain price, that one, because it's relatively new. Shouldn't take you too long to find that. This one, Cannibal Corpse. I know I was talking to somebody, they said, I get excited whenever you mention Cannibal Corpse. Well, I think it was Disaster Piece, was it you? Here we go, get excited. This is an original Cannibal Corpse album. A lot of people say that this is their best. This is Tomb of the Mutilated. I happen to think that The Bleeding's the better of the two. But this is an original UK pressing from 1993 on Metal Blade. And inside, there you go, in all of its glory. And on the back, picture of the band. It's a good album, this. It's a classic Cannibal Corpse album. There you go, Metal Blade Records. It's in exceptionally good condition. This one set me back about £19, which is about 25 American dollars. Some of the vocal patterns on this from Chris Barnes are a little bit off the beat, if you know what I mean. Some of it's a little bit unmusical towards the end. There are some great tracks on here like Hammer Smash Face, Split Wide Open, Cryptic Stench, and a few other ones which have probably the most extreme titles that Cannibal Corpse ever did. This was really their peak of brutality lyrically. As I say, some of the vocal patterns of Chris Barnes on this, to me, on some of the songs, don't sound right. I think the next record, The Bleeding, they sort of perfected that sound with him. But it's a good album. It's just not as good as the fourth. But this is an original pressing. Pretty hard to come hold of nowadays. But there you go. That's what it looks like. The last one for today is a compilation from Earache, very early compilation from 1990. This is on Mosh 12 is the catalogue number. This is the famous Grind Crusher compilation, including tracks from bands like Bolt Thrower, Morbid Angel, Carcass, Repulsion, Godflesh, so on and so forth. It's famous, this one, as it says on the sticker, because it includes the world's fastest 7-inch single, which is You Suffer by Napalm Death, which is basically 1 second long. And on side 2 it's got Mega Armageddon Death Part 3, another 1 second song by a band called the Electro Hippies. So maybe on the next video I'll play both sides and see what you think. Yeah, but it's really cool to get that. That's the part of the record which will go missing, this, because people will just not put it back inside the album and stuff like that. So this is a real good thing. You can get this one pretty cheap. I think I paid about £10 for this one. But it's good. This is a good introduction album. If you can get this on CD as well, this is a good intro. Get it on tape. A good intro to bands if you're just starting to get into death metal, classic death metal. As I say, it's Morbid Angel, Carcass, and so on. And that's the back cover. So there we go. That's just a few to whet your appetite on this Saturday night. Hope everyone's having a good time watching these videos, and there's an awful lot going on within the vinyl community at this moment in time. There's a lot of love going on. I've been watching a lot of videos where people have been quite amazed, really, at the amount of people that do collect vinyl at the moment, posting their videos on YouTube. And I must say, it's great to watch all of your videos. I'm gradually getting around most people on YouTube who do post vinyl videos, so hopefully I'll be able to subscribe to you all and leave plenty of comments on your videos. So until next time, guys, it's been a pleasure showing you those few albums. There's lots more to come as well. There's stuff coming all the time. Another video coming up is going to be the Grave Necropsy box set, which is coming from CM Distribution to me, and I'll be having that next week. So there'll be a special video, a little bit like the Morbid box set we did. I'll be doing a certain death video on that one. You can bet your bottom dollar. So that will be have an exclusive video just on that Grave box set. So until next time, guys, have a great night, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers.